News OK's Press Row with the Oklahomans Barry Tramel and Jenni Carlson is powered by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
I'm Barry Tramel, and I say Game 2 is a must-win situation for the Nuggets.
Boy, it's going to be important. It's going to be great on Wednesday night, if Game 1's any indication, that is. From the Opopka Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Press Row is sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Barry, Nuggets hung right in there in Game 1 on Sunday night, nearly trumped Oklahoma City and with that home court advantage. This could be really big. Who wins Game 2? Does Oklahoma City hold serve, or can the Nuggets maybe steal one? Is that possible?
Well, it's a huge game, I think, for Denver, and for this reason. About 80% of teams that lose Game 1 lose the series. That figure goes up much more even for teams that lose the first 2 games. If the Nuggets lose this series, then the Thunder only has to win 2 out of the next 5 games. Denver has to win 4 or 5 to advance. So this is a very delicate situation for the Nuggets. When you're on the road, you got to try to steal one of those first 2. Now, people have come back from a 2-0 deficit, but not very often, especially against a team that's proved itself on the road as well as the Thunder. For whatever reason, these young pups of the Thunder, last season and this season, have been a very good road team. They've been a better comparative road team than they have comparative home team. So I think the idea that the Nuggets would sweep the Thunder in 3 at Denver, not likely. I think the Nuggets need to win on Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Game 1 plays into all this. With the time that you've got between games in the playoffs, teams are looking at all sorts of film, looking at every last detail, really taking the time to learn and grow and have a chance to use that knowledge to their advantage. I don't know if the Nuggets are going to look at Game 1 and really feel like they really played well and yet they still lose. I mean, they go up 13 in the first half and it looks like they're on a different level than the Thunder. But the Thunder comes right back, makes it a 1-point game at halftime, and then you just have a slugfest in the second half. I don't know if the Nuggets are going to look at that and say, man, we played about as well as we can, and yet Kevin Durant still scores 41. Russell Westbrook still scores 31. How are we going to be able to defend those guys? Or are they going to say, hey, we played well, but we can play better and we can win it at Oklahoma City. We can handle that crowd. I don't know, Barry, but the biggest problem I think they have is, who do you put on Westbrook and Durant? They really don't have a good option for either of those guys.
No, they don't. Really, the truth of the matter is the Nuggets are sort of constructed as an excellent regular season team. High transition, big offense, but the game slows down. Now, to Denver's credit, it didn't slow down a lot in Game 1. But in the playoffs, the game slows down. Baskets are harder to come by. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Nuggets. The Thunder, meanwhile, has been better constructed for the playoffs with the addition of Kendrick Perkins and Nazr Mohammed. Tougher, bigger, more defensive-minded. Now, we didn't see that in Game 1. Perkins is going to have to play a lot better. Nene went off for 22 points in the Nugget paint, and Kendrick Perkins is going to have to play much better.
Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.